A few months ago I tried to add a Wolfenstein/Doom-esque minigame to my video game passion project Almighty Shield. And in this video I will document a part of the development process. On the 18th of November 2022 I teased it to my game testers with a picture of a teal polygon. Not the best idea, I know. A day after I followed it up with a picture of the first interior made within this 3D landscape. But after a few hours of fiddling around I ultimately decided against the idea of it being added and posted a video to my game testers showing what I've done so far. While I was working on a video about cut content in my game, I stumbled across the same video again, and the idea of this minigame kept swirling in my head. And after asking a few friends of mine what they would think, I've decided to finally start working on it. Now I feel like I have to say a few things before we start. I'm still fairly new to YouTube as a whole, so excuse me, I forgot to record parts of development. I will still try my best to explain what I did. Thanks to the git system that was offered by my brother, I was able to recover my old Doom minigame which you saw in that video. So I already had a solid base to start with. In case you want to know, the base was made largely with the help of Dragonite Spam's 3D tutorial, and admittedly 3D as a whole was a new territory for me. So I had to figure out some stuff for myself, which you will see in this video. Now this base is basic. Wow, great script writing there, editing Clixy. Maybe I should fire you, huh? Anyways, as said, the ground information of this is extremely simple, only offering basic movements and no collisions. A slight difference from the video I've shown you, but that's everything. I was looking online for 3D collision solutions and I came up with pretty much nothing. Only a 3D collision add-on, which, don't get me wrong, may actually be good, but I refused to learn for a small minigame. So I thought to myself, I can apply the move and collide function from GameMaker to my minigame, since in theory the movement is still 2D, which, believe it or not, actually worked really well. Now, after adding basic shooting and a proper dev room, we have a pretty good looking product already. Now you may realize that the enemy isn't actually reacting to every bullet it gets shot with. This is because the game utilizes a pain chance where a random number decides if an enemy displays the damage animation by your weapons. After some extra programming, I've also added the gun's AI. Finally, the minigame has a basic hazard. While working on the first actual level, I encountered a unique bug, where once I leave the 3D minigame, all text fails to render. I tried almost everything, making the UI object that makes the UI destroy itself once you're back in the main game, all the way to restarting the entire game once you leave the minigame, but it just didn't work. Thankfully, I used a custom add-on called Scribble by Juju Adams, so I used this Discord server for help, and I'm probably notification in like with that. Huh? Already? Depth testing. Cool mode? Yeah, I did forget to set these things again. Like, it can't be that easy. It's that easy. That's depressing. I was ready to scrap the entire project, and with that, this video as well. But here we are. After this little adventure, I experimented with elevation, which was where the previously mentioned move and collide function completely falters. So I had to make some adjustments. What? What do you mean I should actually try to make a 3D collision system? Now, the way I did this elevation is a bit weird, so strap your seatbelts, it's gonna be a bit weird to explain. Essentially, every object in this minigame has a z-value, since it is a 3D game, as well as the floor, and the floor checks periodically if its z-value is too big for the stepping height of the player. If it is too big, it teleports a bounding box on itself, preventing the player from moving there. If it's no longer too big, said bounding box gets stowed away at 0, of the room, waiting to be teleported again. Now, if a player collides with a floor that is not too high for them, the player's Z floor value gets set to the Z value of the floor. Are you still with me? You may have also realized that the weapons no longer use the sprite of the Doom 2 pistol. While I was working on the elevation, I started making a few sprites. Sadly, I have no footage of me making them. Now after this, I just started working on the level itself, making various sprites for the metal you gain throughout the mode and the projectiles. Right now, the mode is really simplistic. But that's kind of the point. I don't want to make a secondary game to my own game with its own complex mechanics the player is supposed to learn. Rather, I want a fun distraction and a neat little mode the player encounters during their stay in Mathera. Is what I would have said if I didn't also add in doors, secrets, and a teleporter, making it more like Doom. This is where we are right now. The mode is finished. I've tested it well enough. Now I have to implement it, but I'm not gonna include it in this video since I'm kinda running out of time, and I am recording this on the day I'm uploading it, so I'm sorry. I will do a follow-up in the next video perhaps, which is about cut content. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it. If you don't, please comment down below. And I will see you next week. Thank you for watching.